Hey guys, welcome to a special edition of Thoughts on Wrestling. This week's video is going to be a twofer. It's a combo video. AEW had Fight for the Fallen. WWE had Extreme Rules. Both events went on Saturday and Sunday. AEW Saturday, WWE on Sunday. So we're just going to do it in one big video. So this is AEW Fight for the Fallen 2019 and WWE Extreme Rules 2019. Let's hop right in. We'll start with AEW's event, Fight for the Fallen, on the buy-in, or the buy-in. It was Sonny Kiss versus Peter Avalon. This is on the kickoff show. Nothing really too special about it. Just standard opening match. Just get the crowd juiced a little for the main event, or for the main card. In the end, that was Sonny Kiss who got the win over Peter Avalon. After that, we had Shoko Nakajima and B. Priestley versus Britt Baker and Riho. Again, this was also on the buy-in kickoff show. And the crowd, for the most part, was pretty stoked to see Priestley's debut here. And in my opinion, the match was pretty solid. Had a fast-paced, high-tempo ending, I thought, and it kind of set the tone for a future rivalry between Baker and Priestley moving forward. But in the end here, Nakajima and Priestley defeated Baker and Riho in this match. After that, we had Shawn Spears, MJF, and Sammy Guevara versus Joey Janela, Jimmy Havoc, and Darby Allin. This match was okay. In my opinion, though, it was Guevara who looked really good. He was hitting a bunch of cool-looking moves. Hit a Spanish fly, which looked really good. In the end, though, it was the team of Shawn Spears, MJF, and Sammy Guevara who defeated Janela, Havoc, and Darby Allin. This match was seemingly for just to advance storyline purposes, more, in my opinion, to get Shawn Spears over and help build him up and legitimize him before he takes on Cody Rhodes at, I believe, All Out. After that, it was Brandi Rhodes versus Allie. This was a the in-ring wrestling wasn't really that great. It was more like the story and the setup for All Out that took place during this match, which really got people's attention. So Brandi brought out Awesome Kong, and it looks like Awesome Kong, Brandi brought her into the company at Double or Nothing. So now it looks like Awesome Kong is going to be Brandi's bodyguard, and this kind of was like the story of the match. Kong was like a distraction, helped out Brandi a lot, and in the end, it actually allowed Brandi Rhodes to beat Allie in this match. Allie actually made Brandi submit, but the ref was distracted by Kong, and so Kong broke up a pinfall to help benefit Brandi, and in the end, as I said, Brandi defeated Allie with a huge assist to Awesome Kong, and it looked like Brandi was going to just like leave the scraps of Allie to Awesome Kong, but then in the end, Asia Kong came in and made an appearance and had a stare down with Awesome Kong. So you're going to have like a battle of the Kongs here. It looks like that All Out. Asia Kong and Awesome Kong battling it out. So that should be a fun rivalry later on down the road at All Out. After that, we had the Dark Order versus Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, aka A Boy and His Dinosaur. And then we had the team of Jack Evans and Angelico. From the beginning, the team of Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus were the crowd favorites in this match. It was a fun one, and in my opinion, the best match on the card at this point. Action was fast-paced. Overall, just a lot of fun. Very enjoyable to watch in the end. It was the Dark Order who got the win here. Kind of makes sense, helps build them up after they've been like doing these run-ins the past couple pay-per-views for AEW. And in my opinion, overall, the AEW Tag Team Division is looking really good. Hopefully they continue to showcase all these teams, build them up, build the Tag Team Division, and get some legitimate Tag Team matches in this division. It's a problem that WWE has. AEW is looking to try and get ahead of that and make their Tag Team Division legitimate from the beginning. After that match, we had Adam Hangman Page versus Kip Sabian. The match was okay, solid, but the crowd didn't really seem to be into it that much. There was a really hard spot actually when Page tossed Sabian onto the entrance ramp, and Sabian hit that ramp hard. It looked very painful. In the end, though, it was Page. He hit the dead eye for the win. And then after the match, he looked like he had a member of the Dark Order out there, starts wailing on Adam Page. Like, what is this? Well, I mean, if you've been paying attention, it should be no surprise. The guy under the mask was none other than Y2J, Chris Jericho. He ended up hitting Page with the Code Breaker, and I think the Judas Effect. And this makes sense here. It builds a story of Jericho versus Page at All Out. They're going to fight it out to be the first ever AEW champion. And this just showcased that continuation of the storyline. But it also highlighted another problem. AEW currently does not have a TV show every week like WWE has, like Ring of Honor, TNA, NJPW. Like all these wrestling promotions have these weekly television shows to help advance storylines. AEW don't have that. I think they're debuting on TNT sometime this fall, possibly October. Might go head-to-head with SmackDown. SmackDown uses Fox. But as of now, there is no way for fans to like really see these advancement in storylines. And that was a problem with this match because the crowd did not really seem to care about Hangman Page versus Kip Sabian. We do know Page is in a rivalry with Chris Jericho, but Jericho wasn't at the last pay-per-view, and Page or Sabian just kind of seemed to be thrown together at the last second. So having Jericho in there does advance the storyline, but when you have matches on a pay-per-view where no one really cares about, that's a problem. After that, we had the Lucha Brothers taking on SCU, SoCal Uncensored. This was featuring Kaz and Scorpio Sky. This was a fun match, and you would expect nothing less with the talent involved. You got 4 of the best wrestlers on the planet involved in one match. Christopher Daniels was even involved, helping out his SCU bros, hit a springboard splash. Both teams looked really, really good in this match. It was a fun match. I enjoyed it quite a bit. After that, though, it was Lucha Brothers who got the win over SCU. SCU did their job. They're already over. Lucha Brothers still trying to get acquainted with that American crowd, so getting a win over SCU kind of like further legitimizes them ahead of their impending match with the Young Bucks. The Lucha Brothers climbed the ladder after the match, challenged the Young Bucks to a ladder match at All Out, so that could be a show stealer. Cannot wait to see that at All Out. Lucha Bros versus the Young Bucks for possibly the AAA Tag Team Championships, or maybe AEW will introduce Tag Team titles, have those belts up for grabs as well. After that match, we had Kenny Omega versus Chima, and in my opinion, this match stole the show. It was phenomenal, very, very fun, very, very hard hitting, a lot of cool spots. There's pretty much fantastic action throughout. Probably like one of the hardest bumps of the night was when Chima hit a meteor on Omega, and he was on this like box platform thing. That looked stiff and that looked painful. But in the end, Omega eventually got the win with a one-winged angel. And this is kind of like, I guess, a tease. You know, he's in a rivalry with Jon Moxley, and Moxley is known for this hardcore, anything goes, no holds barred type of matches. And this kind of had like a similar feel to that with some more wrestling blended in. So this might be just like a warm-up for Omega versus Moxley at All Out when these two eventually clash. After that, we had Jericho cutting a promo, basically just insulting Adam Hangman Page and the crowd. Eventually, Page came out and got revenge on Jericho for Jericho's sneak attack on the night, just further advanced that storyline. And then we had the main event. Young Bucks versus the Rhodes Brothers, Dustin and Cody, aka Goldust and Stardust. The match was solid, entertaining throughout. Not as good as the Omega vs. Chima match, but still a fine match to end the show with. After the match, we had Cody who cut a promo referencing how WWE was actually running a Evolve. Evolve's a small wrestling person. They were running an Evolve show, I think their 10th anniversary show on the WWE Network, to go head-to-head with Fight for the Fallen. Cody Rhodes referenced that, basically saying you can't run counter-program in the AEW. So yeah, Cody Rhodes is leading the charge on this AEW war against WWE. But in the end of that match, the Young Bucks did defeat the Rhodes Brothers. And overall, it was a solid show. Fight for the Fallen was. Omega vs. Chima, definitely the match you want to watch. Stole the show. Best match of the night. Not as good as Double or Nothing, but just kind of like a filler pay-per-view. Get you set. Get storylines kind of in place. Advance them a little bit ahead of All Out, which should be, I think, at the end of August. So that was AEW. Now we're moving on to WWE. They had Extreme Rules 2019 last night. This is the one night of the year, as WWE likes to say, where they go extreme, hardcore. No rules, no holds barred. It's Extreme Rules. So, yeah, let's see what happens. On the kickoff show, we had Shinsuke Nakamura versus Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, before I get into this match, I am boggled why you have two talents like Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, two main eventers in New Japan Pro Wrestling, two main eventers in NXT. You had Finn Balor, who is the first ever Universal Champion, Shinsuke Nakamura, who won the Royal Rumble, main evented WrestleMania 34, and they're both relegated to a kickoff show match. That is an insult to both of these guys, in my opinion. And wrestling fans who follow these guys, you relegating two of the best wrestlers in the world to a kickoff show match, let alone the Intercontinental Championship. Unacceptable, in my opinion. The match itself, though, it was okay. Solid action. Again, kickoff show match just gets crowd juice for the rest of the card. In the end, though, it was Nakamura who got the win over Balor. Kind of stunning. He got a win over Balor on SmackDown this past week, I think, and then he got a win over Balor for the Intercontinental Championship at the Extreme Rules kickoff show. So yeah, Shinsuke Nakamura beats Finn Balor. Hopefully this is not the end of this rivalry. I'd like to see these two clash more often. Have the Intercontinental Championship up for grabs in a meaningful feud between two of WWE's best in-ring talents today. Hopefully it's no longer on the kickoff show. Give them a proper match at SummerSlam. Give them more time. Let the storyline develop even further. Give them more time in the ring to tell a proper story in the ring and have a better match. After that, we had Drew Gulak versus Tony Nese for the Cruiserweight Championship. Gulak retained his championship over Nese, but Nese was, he was spectacular as always, showing off his crazy athleticism. As I said, Drew Gulak did get the win. It was a solid matchup. I'm not really sure who's going to challenge Drew Gulak next for the 205 Live Championship. It seems it's just like a revolving door of cruiserweights at this point. One wins the championship, loses it to another guy, has a rematch. Next, it's like this constant cycle. So we're going to see where WWE decides to go with Drew Gulak and his 205 Live title. After that, we had Undertaker and Roman Reigns versus Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre in a no-holds-barred tag team match. This was a fun match and a great way to kick off the show. You have an Extreme Rules pay-per-view. You have a no-holds-barred match starting off the main show. Phenomenal. Match made in heaven. It utilized the no-holds-barred stipulation well. Elias actually got involved, blasted people with a guitar. And then you had the obligatory high-risk spots from Shane McMahon. What else was there? There was a... Taker was actually getting the stuff beat out of him, and then he had his comeback, hit a choke slam. But then it looked like Drew McIntyre was going to hit the Claymore kick on him, but here comes Roman Reigns out of nowhere, hits a spear on McIntyre. This leads to Undertaker tombstoning Shane McMahon for the win. And so Taker and Reigns get the win over Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. Hopefully this is the end of Shane McMahon being involved in these big feuds. He was involved with The Miz, he was involved with Roman Reigns. Hopefully Undertaker tombstoning him just keeps him off TV for a while. I'm tired of seeing Shane McMahon. This isn't the late 90s or early 2000s. During my childhood when Shane McMahon was seemingly all over the place. This is 2019. You want to see Drew McIntyre get built up as a proper heel, and he now has the opportunity now that Shane McMahon is seemingly out of the picture, and maybe he and Reigns can have a possible feud. But it also looks like they did hint at Undertaker versus Drew McIntyre possibly coming up maybe at SummerSlam. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. After that, we had the Revival versus the Usos for the Raw Tag Team Championship match. Given the talent of both teams involved, I thought this match was going to be a lot better. It was solid, nothing great, kind of what you'd see. It'd be like a really good match on Raw, not pay-per-view quality, just like really, really good if it was on a TV show. In the end, though, the Revival defeated the Usos to retain their Raw Tag Team Championships. They ended up winning with the Shatter Machine. Might be time for both these teams to move on. They've given the spotlight at pay-per-view, cannot really steal the show. The Usos, they've had classics with teams like the New Day in the past, just did not seem to mesh well with the Revival. So hopefully both teams move on from here. After that, we had Alistair Black versus Cesaro. And up to this point, this was the best match of the night. This was the show stealer, in my opinion, up until this point. Both guys showed why they are revered as some of the best in-ring wrestlers in the world today. It was a nice action, back and forth match. Very fun pace to it. In the end, that was Alistair Black who got the winner of Cesaro. Makes sense. You're trying to build up Alistair Black. Cesaro, he makes anybody look good that he steps in the ring with. In the end, though, Black got the win. I wouldn't mind seeing this rivalry continue based on talent involved. But I also would not be surprised if WWE kind of moves away from Cesaro. I'd really like to see Cesaro get a singles push. He's long overdue for one at this point. Don't know if that's ever going to happen. Alistair Black, though, it looks like WWE has big plans in store for him, so I wonder if he's going to continue this rivalry with Cesaro or move on to bigger and better things. After that, we had Bayley versus Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss in a 2-on-1 handicap match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. What you say about this match? It's probably the worst match on the card. Nothing spectacular, kind of bland, by the numbers type of match. Cross ate the pin, and Bliss wasn't really upset, so there wasn't any feud. I know a lot of people thought maybe Bliss might turn on Cross if Cross lost the match for them. Didn't happen. Bayley beat them single-handedly. A lot of people thought Sasha Banks might make a return and help out Bliss and Cross. Did not happen. So as far as I'm concerned, Cross and Bliss's legitimacy kind of went out the window in one match. Bayley beat them both cleanly by herself for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Boggles my mind. I don't really understand the booking decision here by WWE. But yeah, so unless Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss move into the women's tag team division, I don't know what the long-term plan was for the SmackDown Women's title here. Maybe Sasha Banks comes back and challenges Bayley at SummerSlam. But it looks like Cross and Alexa Bliss are going to be out of that picture. And unless they move into the women's tag team division, I don't know what the long-term goal is for those two. After that, we had Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley in a last man standing match, and this match stole the show. This was the best match of the night, in my opinion. It wasn't a technical wrestling spectacle. It was a hard-hitting, hardcore fight all over the arena, use everything but the kitchen sink type of match, with these two big behemoths battling out all around the arena. It was a blast to watch. On the concourse, on the stands, fighting the merch stand. It was an all-out war. Pretty much ended with Strowman looking like the Kool-Aid man. So he power slammed Bobby Lashley off like a ledge through this box platform thing. They both go through it. WWE cuts his camera angle to the ref standing outside to count to 10. It's a last man standing match. And then I think like 6 or 7 or whatever, Braun Strowman just pusts through the wall looking like the Kool-Aid man. Like, oh yeah, he's out there. He's the last man standing. Rest counts to 10. So he beats Bobby Lashley. So Strowman looked like a beast. Lashley does not take any damage in defeat. I mean, he got dropped from this platform through another platform to Braun Strowman, the monster among men of all people. So Lashley does not really take any damage to his credibility with this loss. And Braun Strowman needed this win. I mean, he even looked to look like a big joke at this point. So it was good to see Strowman get a win. Lashley doesn't take any damage. I'm fine with the way this match is booked. As I said, best match of the night, in my opinion. This last man standing match between Lashley and Strowman. Strowman, your winner here. Hopefully now they move on to other opponents. After that, we had the New Day versus Daniel Bryan, New Day versus Heavy Machinery versus Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan, aka Team Green. They had to save the Earth. The SmackDown Tag Team Championships. This was a really fun match. Solid tag team match throughout. I know it said AEW, their tag team divisions really well. These three teams right here, they could give the AEW tag team division possibly a run for their money. Match was very fun to watch. Lots of solid action throughout. All 3 teams pretty much look good. And in the end, the New Day won the belts. So now they had the Tag Team Championships. Kofi has the WWE Championship. At this moment, they had seemingly all the power except for the Intercontinental title. So yeah, New Day's Tag Team Champions and the WWE Champion. I don't think this rivalry is over. This could just be me doing some wishful thinking here. Flashing back to SummerSlam 2000 with the tables, ladders, and chairs match between the Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys, Edge, and Christian. You got 3 solid tag teams in here. They seem to work well in the ring together. Let's throw some tables, ladders, and chairs in there. Have a TLC match at SummerSlam. Like we had at SummerSlam 2000. A New Day, Daniel Bryan, Eric Rowan, Heavy Machinery, TLC match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Let's make it happen, WWE. After that, we had Paul Heyman came out, cut a promo, basically told the crowd in Philadelphia that Brock Lesnar would cash in his Money in the Bank contract later that night, whether that be on Kofi Kingston or Seth Rollins. We don't know yet. After that, we had AJ Styles versus Ricochet for the United States Championship. AJ Styles, the freshly turned heel AJ Styles, reunited with Gallows and Anderson that we formed the Bullet Club. Ricochet coming off that big win over Samoa Joe, your new United States Champion. And I thought this match could steal the show. It did not steal the show, but still a very fun, entertaining match. Great action throughout. You got two of the best athletes in the company, let alone the entire wrestling industry, in AJ Styles and Ricochet, just doing what they do best. And both guys looked really good. AJ Styles got the win here. He hit a top rope Styles clash onto Ricochet after Gallows and Anderson interfered. So the interference helped AJ Styles win the United States Championship. Ricochet does not lose any credibility at all. He had the match under control until the interference, so he's still looking good in my opinion. I feel like there is going to be a rematch at SummerSlam, although I could see Finn Balor. Again, this might be wishful thinking on my part. Finn Balor might make the jump over to the red brand, join up with AJ Styles, Carl Anderson, and Luke Gallows. Because if I was booking this, I'd have Ricochet try and reach out to Finn Balor. He knows Gallows and Anderson and Styles. Have Balor tell Ricochet, what are our weaknesses? Help me scout them out. And then have Balor just turn on Ricochet, join up with the club. I think that'd be phenomenal. But again, that's fantasy booking on my part. But I do not think this rivalry is over. I definitely think we'll get AJ Styles versus Ricochet for the United States Championship again. After that, we had Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler. And this was a quick squash match. KO hit a stunner, pinned Ziggler 1, 2, 3. That was it. They're building up Kevin Owens to possibly be like a Stone Cold Steve Austin-esque type of character, hitting stunner, anti-authority. He's been calling out Shane McMahon. And this was just a quick, brief match to basically get Kevin Owens over with the crowd again as a face. Hit the stunner. He cut a promo on Shane McMahon after the match. And this, of course, Shane McMahon was, I think, taken to the hospital after getting tombstoned by The Undertaker. But yeah, Kevin Owens defeated Dolph Ziggler. So it looks like we're going to have KO versus Shane McMahon possibly at SummerSlam. Even though I said earlier I hope Shane is off TV for a while, but it doesn't look like that's the case. After that, we had Kofi Kingston versus Mojo for the WWE Championship. This was an okay match. I was expecting a lot more from these guys. Did not happen. Never really got that second gear. And in the end, Kofi ended up getting the win clean over Samoa Joe. And you gotta wonder what WWE is doing with Samoa Joe at this point. He talks all this trash. He's a big guy, but he never delivers. Always chokes on the big stage. I think he's like 0 for 3 in World Championship matches, and he lost to Kofi Kingston. So yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with Samoa Joe. They might do like a rematch at SummerSlam, maybe. Who knows? Kofi Kingston, though, he is still your WWE champion. New Day is the tag team champions, so they have pretty much all the power except for the Intercontinental title. They got the tag team titles, WWE Championship belt. The big question for me is, since Big E and Xavier Woods won the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, is that still under like the Freebird rule? Kind of like how it was when they won the Tag Team Championships before Kofi was WWE Champion, where any combination of 3 guys could defend the belt. So is Kofi technically a double champ? Kofi 2 belts? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see what WWE decides to do with that. After that, we had the main event of the night, Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch in a winner-take-all, no-holds-barred intergender tag team match. Try saying that 5 times fast. So the rules of this match were, it was Corbin and Evans versus Lynch and Rollins. If Evans was in the ring, Lynch had to be in the ring. If Corbin was in the ring, Rollins had to be in the ring. So men could not wrestle the women. There was no-holds-barred, and if Lynch or Rollins was pinned, both people on that team lost their belt. So let's say Evans pins Lynch, then Lynch would lose the women's title to Evans. Rollins would have lost the Universal title to Corbin. Overall, it was a fun match, solid match, lived up to the no holds barred billing pretty well. There was a spot with kendo sticks, with chairs, there was a cool spot where like Rollins did like a frog splash over one table, hit Corbin on the other table. That was insane. A lot of action in this match. There was a part where Lynch like took a chair to the face, which was like, painful. Didn't even flinch. Didn't even phase her. That's how like in the zone Lynch was in this match. In the end, though, Corbin hit Becky Lynch with the End of Days, and Rollins just went crazy at this point. Started wailing on Corbin with kendo sticks, hit him with 3 curb stomps, pinned him for the win. Still your Universal Champion and Raw Women's Champion, though a team of Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. So it looks like that was the show. Wait, nope, there's a guitar riff in the background. Here comes Brock Lesnar with his Money in the Bank briefcase in tow. Paul Heyman holding up the briefcase above his head like a championship belt while Brock's making a beeline to the ring. Was at this point you're wondering, okay, we've seen this before, we've seen the tease, is he really going to cash in? Turns out he actually cashed in. He hit Rollins with, I think, 2 German suplexes and an F5. Brock Lesnar is now your Universal Champion. Kind of sucked. Did not want to see Lesnar ever again with the championship belt, but SummerSlam's coming up. The only reason I could think of for them to put the belt back on Brock is to give Seth a high-profile feud at SummerSlam with the Universal title on the line. WWE has not really done a good job building up any other heels on Raw at this point, so I think they're like cornered into using Brock. Hopefully he loses the belt to Rollins at SummerSlam, and Brock is no longer in the title picture at all anymore. At least that's what I hope. And yeah, so that's all I have for you. That was AEW Fight for the Fallen, WWE Extreme Rules in a nutshell. If you like this video, feel free to give a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, check out my website, cincyfanzone.blogspot.com. Give me a follow on Twitter and on Instagram. Both of those are at Cincy Fan Zone. Links to all of that is in the description below. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.